Oh my God, I'm back. I'm back. I'm back. Guess who's back? Back again. Okay. So for those of you who don't know, I was on a little bit of a Facebook hiatus. I got blocked off Facebook for 30 days and I'm back. So here are some tips for everybody if you don't want to get blocked off Facebook, because 30 days is a long time to be not on your business page. Number one, also, we're going to be doing some live business channeling. So I'm so excited to frickin' reconnect with you. Like I'm so scared to like swear or do anything bad on Facebook in case I go to jail. Okay, so here's some little tips. Number one, do not use copyright music. Number two, don't show your nipples. No matter how much you want to show your nipples, don't show your nipples. Number three, don't post links on your pages. Just do it through inboxing. And those are my tips, because we all know that Melanie just had her Facebook shut down and now she's back. I had mine down for like 30 days and now I'm back. So you guys just follow the rules. Just follow the rules. Aside from that, I'm so excited to be back and to be channeling Cheryl and Laura too. I'm so excited. Cheryl, I don't think I've actually seen you on Facebook Live before, so this is exciting. So for those of you who are here, I'm gonna go into some channeling. Hi, Colleen. But what I would like you to do is be engaged. So when we're looking at channeling, like when I'm channeling your soul and channeling your business, it's important for us to be in the channel together. You wanna picture it really, it's like making love. You're gonna get more out of the making love if you're engaged in the making love. Like don't literally just lay there and like be a dead lay, like be engaged in it. So Amanda, hi. What we're gonna talk about today is the thing that I really specialize in is when I go in and I do my healing and I channel your body and we remove all of the blocks so that you can tap into overflow in your business and life. Yeah, Cheryl. Oh my God, 30 days was so long. So what I would love to do is for those of you who want to be channeled, please tell me like what is the overflow thing that you're wanting to happen in your life, and we're going to tap into that. What would it, so being engaged in it would mean like when you have a thought, you say it. Do you know what I mean? Like the key to good sex is letting like, because we're not physically touching, we've got to be in each other's bodies. So it's also the key to having a really good channeling is when I'm speaking, you feel it inside of your body. You don't just hear it and think about it. You feel it. So what you want is when I'm talking to you and I'm channeling you, you give feedback. Oh, yes, that makes me think of this. Oh, yes, that's about this, because then we're ping-ponging back and forth. Good sex is something where two people are engaged in. So what I would love for everybody to do is tell me, and then we'll go into channeling this, what it is that you're really wanting to happen for the overflow piece of your life. Like what if the thing could drop down into your lap, like I know that Colleen, you're wanting those soul clients. What else? Go deeper into that. So when we're looking at removing blocks, what you need and what is really great to have is somebody who has eyes on your blind spots. And I see like Michela, I see a couple new faces here that I haven't seen. So I would love it if you like comment below and talk to me so I can get familiar with your bubble. Because then when I see your bubble again, it's like, oh, like I actually know you. You're not just a bubble I don't know. And then when I see you on your Facebook page, I can comment on your Facebook. Hi, Melissa. Like, see, these are familiar faces that I know. Jane, I'm not sure if I know, I'm not sure if I know Jane yet. So again, what we want to do, anybody who wants a business channeling, or it doesn't have to be on your business, it can be on your life. Basically, we want you to comment below, what is the thing that you really would be the dream comes true? Let's say for 2022, because we're all stepping into 2022. Hi, Jolene. So what happens is we have little blocks inside us, and what's going on in our life is also affecting our business. So what's going on with our husband or our ex-boyfriend or in our relationships or with our best friend or whatever is also going on in our business. And what we do is we look at the things that are going on inside of our body energetics, and we identify these blind spots, because once you've done a lot of mindset work, it's like your mind can only get you so far. And that's why it's important to also involve the spotting things out in the body. And that's my specialty. Hi, Tiana. So I don't think okay, so yay, there's lots of new people on here, Tiana. So I'm still waiting for you guys to tell me. Like, I know that, that Colleen wanted to go into this. I'm waiting. So Colleen, Tiana, Jane, Melissa, if you're going to be here for a while, Maria, Amanda, why don't you tell me, and whoever's here, tell me, what do you want for 2022? Like, literally, what's the dream? Like, is it a roster full of private clients? Is it your dream house? Is it soulmates? Is it better orgasms? Like, what is it? Colleen, I want soul clients so I can stop having 2 businesses. It feels I don't have enough time. Time with family and clients would solve that. Okay, so this is a really good example of you're in the void, like you're in the transition, you're in the spot between where you ideally want to be and where you are. And so what it comes down to is you've got to look at how you're handling it, like how you handle being in the void. And what happens is we will go into self-sabotage when we're in that in-between spot. So number 1, Colleen, what I'm going to do is I'm going to, and I'll go into you next, Tiana. I'm going to see, first of all, what your soul has to say. Because basically what it feels like is you're wanting to be able to focus on one thing. And there's this feeling of being torn in 2 different ways. And it's like, okay, I have to be here. I have no choice to be here. But what I really want is to be here. And then it's creating this like overall feeling of frustration and resentment. And it's also providing, like, stopping you from being able to actually be your best self when you are with your clients, because there's always a frustration of wanting to let go of this other thing. Hey, beauty, haven't seen you in a while. Yeah. Dream come true would be to optimum health and sexy body. I have an ovarian cyst. Yes, I have to make the money to support my family. Yeah, and Colleen, there is deep-rooted wounding around there as well on the I have to, and on the I'm forced into this situation. I have no choice in this situation. So after I'm done reading Colleen, we're going to go deep into everyone. So anyone who wants me to go deep into them, like Jane and Michaela and Tiana, I'm going to go into you next. You're going to share the video and comment shared. And then whoever shares, I will go into them next. Same thing with Julia. I'm going to tap into all of you guys. Let's do kind of like just a brief tap in for everyone. So Colleen, I am going to go deeper into you, but I'm going to go into like just a surface level tap in on everyone. So Tiana, an overflow of unimaginable money. And so what we want to look at is with your money, what you're wanting is magic. It feels like to be surprised by life, to be taken by life, to have this like fairy tale. And it's like, you're really wanting to, and this is what I feel like, what do I feel like I would give you in private coaching? You're wanting things to be extracted out of you. Like there's things that you can feel inside that you maybe don't know how to quite express, or you can feel them emerging or yourself tapping into. And what you're really wanting is someone to like take that out of you, and not only take it out of you, but help you put it together in a practical way, which can benefit you, your business, your family, whatever it is. Like taking what's inside of you and turning it into actual dollar bills. So that is something we can go deeper on. Next, Michaela, optimum health, sexy body. I have ovarian cyst fibroids causing me grief at the moment. Okay, so this is definitely about having your dream body, because your dream body also functions well, right? So when I tap into you, it's this feeling of acceleration that you would get with me. It's this feeling of like, not only am I just like functioning on day-to-day life and like getting through life, I'm not getting through life, I'm fucking in life. Like I'm thriving in life. Like I'm platinum, I'm gold. I feel respected. I feel honored. I feel like my body is working for me. I feel like I understand my body. And I'm in touch with these physical things that are going on, and I'm aware of what's happening with them emotionally. And I'm also able to channel that pain and that uncomfortableness and that frustration. And I'm able to purge it and let it go by taking care of myself. And again, putting it into pieces so that I can find a way for this journey of mine to also be something that I benefit from and to monetize it. Like sharing my journey and being able to monetize that and share it and have it actually bring me fulfillment, being able to talk about it and heal it. And not only that, when I heal it and when I go through all the stuff that it makes me feel, there's this polishing that happens to my exterior where I have this line down the center of my abs and like a 4-pack and this fucking hair that's just amazing. And when I walk into a room, it's like, whoa, like that woman's energy speaks. And then when you speak, it's like such a soft, humble, grounded, warm energy. So we'll go into that deeper. Again, for those who want to channel, you need to share the video. Jane, I want to be having a steady stream of clients in my high-end publishing biz. I've hit 35K sales months, aiming for 100K sales months. Okay, so Jane, first of all, for those of you who are still here, can you hit like, or heart, because I don't want to channel people who aren't here anymore. But okay, so for Jane, what I feel that you would get from me and what we would get is like sustainability. What it feels like your soul is really wanting, and for us to go on this journey, is not only do I want to get to 100K months, but I want to be able to do it in a way that I know that I can repeat. And I want it to do it in a way that feels somewhat organized and like manageable, and that the sales are coming and they're repeating. So like repeat clients, long-term clients, and like this really structured, beautiful way of maintaining the relationships that I have and lots of different referrals coming in. So it's not only sales, but it's this very grounded, rooted way of bringing in money. So this is the thing that I would work on you with healing sessions, is really developing this rooted, grounded energy that pulls in clients, and not only pulls them in, but it integrates them so that they come back, and then their other person comes back, and then this other person comes back. And it's really being shown to me as like this family tree, like kind of vibe, like growth, like you've got this one big tree of life growth, and the roots just go deeper and deeper. Julia, for 2022 to be debt-free, the healthiest ever by my birthday. I see that for you. Absolutely. End of June, cross into the next decade, feeling amazing, to declutter and be organized, to run live courses, be consistent in my coaching business, get a new job I recently found out about. Okay. So here, what I'm feeling for you, Julia, is this uncontained feeling of like, I have had so many wishes, dreams, and desires that I've been working on for so long, and I'm ready for those things to come true. Like I'm ready to be consistent in my energy. I'm ready to put my all into this. I'm ready to have what I want, to work for what I want, but not only that, to actually be able to receive it. So there's a bunch of receiving lines that are kind of like disconnecting and cutting off from your next level and being able to step into that. So that's probably something that I would work on you with healing sessions. But what your soul is really saying is like, I want to be all into my life in every single way. Like I'm ready to not just receive here, but here, here, and here, in my relationships, in my bank account, in my schooling, in my body, in my fundamentals. Like my foundation is locked in and strong. And I'm ready now to see all of that come true. And what I'm really wanting, So what can Julia get from Tasha is somebody to help me guide the way and to be able to point out, okay, if you did this, this would be the result. If you did this, this would be the result. If you did this, this would happen and it would take you there. Like to almost forecast the future or identify exactly what is it that I want, because I know I have all of these hopes and dreams, but I need help figuring out kind of like step number 1 and step number 2. And also for the times that I tend to get a little bit unmotivated or I tend to get discouraged, that extra piece of like, I fucking got your back and holding you accountable to that follow through. So Julia, that's the thing that I would go into helping you with. Whether that be with healing, whether that be with body stuff, whether that be private coaching, whatever that is. I've been doing a lot of mindset and also implementing grounding and cord cutting. Yeah, so Jane, the thing that has been missing, hi Austin, is to add to the mindset. What you want to look at being able to add is the body integration, because again, the mindset can get you to a certain extent, and the mindset is very important because what you think affects how you feel. But what I would like to show you is how to reverse engineer that and get down into your body. And when you have a switch in your body, it clicks and it clicks forever. So what happens with mindset work a lot is we'll have a breakthrough in our mind and then we'll be like, oh my God, I had a breakthrough. But then it takes time to integrate it. And then also what will happen is we'll ping pong that breakthrough onto another thing. So for example, like let's say you used to sabotage with food and then you stop sabotaging with food and then you sabotage with men and then you stop sabotaging with men and then you sabotage with workload. And then when you stop doing that, like it's like this ping pong effect. So anytime that we have patterns that we know and that we see we are repeating, we want to go into the body and heal it from the body, because that means you're not healing it at the root, you keep healing it at the surface level. So for Jane, this is the same thing for you. Like I see where I see your business is you're moving along and you're moving along and you're moving along, but there's a groundedness and a rootedness, which you have achieved to a certain extent, but it's like the roots break easy. It feels like it's like there's always a having to reroot. And what we're looking for is stronger roots, more integrated roots, more forever roots. Because right now, what you're grounding in is lasting like anywhere from 10 to 30 days. There's some sort of pattern that's going on from 10 to 30 days. And what we want to look at, and then maybe up to 3 months, but never past 3 months. And so what we're looking at is more of this like, and I heal this forever, and I lock this in forever. I shared, excited to hear what you channel. Okay, cool. Julia will go into you as well. Okay, Jane will go into you as well all the way. Okay, so now that I've kind of like brushed on the surface of everyone, we're going to go into Colleen. If you're still here, please put a heart. And then we're going to go into Jane and Julia as well. So in Colleen, like I said, Colleen, just put a heart so I know that you're still here so I don't start riffing on, okay, cool, you're here. Okay, so you were saying, Colleen, like we know that it's about the soulmate clients, and then let me just scroll back. You want to, okay, the 2 businesses. You want to stop with the 2 businesses. Okay, so let me see if I can channel Colleen's soul. Okay, so what I really want to do is like, I'm just frazzled and I'm frustrated and I'm being stretched too thin, but I'm being stretched in not a good way. I'm being stretched in a way that feels not like nothing I can't handle, but it's affecting my life and it's affecting my thought patterns. It's affecting my sustainability. And what I'm really wanting is to simplify. I'm wanting to be able to just have this really beautiful, simple life where I get to tap in with my clients and I get to talk with my clients and I get to nurture them. But not only do I get to nurture them, it brings me like such a fulfillment. And what I'm really needing from Tasha in this moment, or from a mentor, because I like to tap into that, is like a knowing that everything's going to be okay. and also that I can go further in my physical body as well, because that's something that is kind of like on the surface, sort of in my thoughts, not deep in my thoughts, but if I believed that anything was possible at any time, there's a body also waiting for me on the other side of this that I'm so in love with, that's like strong and cute and curvy and juicy. And like when I look at it, I'm honestly just in awe. And I feel so youthful. Like I feel like I'm like 15 or like 22. Like it's bringing me back to even your body as a 15-year-old. And not only that, but like the innocence that's attached to it. So for you, Colleen, the root of the issue goes all the way back actually to a time like I want to say 10 to 15 years old. And because also what's going on with your work, there's a root patterning going on there with there's a reason why you've manifested this situation in your life. So Colleen, when I tap into, let me just go down to the, yes, so freeing. Hi, Danny. Are you doing readings? Yeah, so you got to share the video and comment share it if you want a reading. Okay, so Colleen, what it is it feels like there's so much work going out and little coming back in. Like as in there's so much more output than there is with you receiving. And what it feels like is you're okay with the output. It's not that you aren't able to handle what's going out, but you want to be able to give in a way that it feels like an option. And right now, this other job or whatever basically feels like jail. And so in this, creating this like basically personal jail for yourself, because yes, of course, we do have these transitional periods where we've got to hustle. Like the industry makes it bad, like hustling is bad, but I'm sorry, like sometimes you fucking have to hustle. Like it's just, and it's, the point is we want it to be an enjoyable hustle. We want it to be a manageable hustle in this spot where you're between the making the leap and being able to, because you can't just like leave the other job. Because I've been in this spot lots between my transitions. When I started my own business as a personal trainer, and then when I transitioned from like personal trainer to online, and in those periods of time, there's a grit that's required. So number one, what we're going to have to do is, yeah, exactly. But also what we're going to do, Colleen, is there's a tiny little bit of shame around the hustle that it's taking because there's so much talk about how you shouldn't hustle. So we're just going to release any of that, and we're just going to know that this is just a time where that's required of you. And at the same time, we're going to tap into a new balance of it where you're able to manage your energy better. Okay, now I'm really getting to the root. Okay, so part of the reason of the frustration is because of the drainage that it feels. Like it's this, like I'm not completely drained, but there's always strings being pulled at me. And it's also affecting your creative flow. So it's like, okay, I want to create this thing, or I want to be tapped into creative flow, but like it's really hard for me to do that because I feel like there's like 72 strings attached from me. But there is something deeper here. So Colleen, what I would ask you is, the very first time that you ever had to hustle, like in your whole entire life, when do you remember that being? Like where you had to do something and you didn't have a choice. Like you had to work hard, not because you wanted to, not because like you were like, ooh, I really want this job and it pays this much. Like I want you to go back to the first time you ever remember having to like work really hard for something, because if you didn't, like basically something bad would happen. Like, or the first time that you ever remember not having a choice in something. Like it was like, this is just the situation that's being thrown at me and I have to pull up my panties and I have to fucking deal with it. Take yourself back. When was the first time you ever remember feeling that way? Because this is bringing us back to like actually the root. Because again, I feel like it's in the 10 years old to the 15 years old range. And I feel like it's linked to your body as well. There's something about your body that's in there as well. Hi, Victoria. So I want to go into that. Like when I had to take care of myself because my parents were non-existent. Yeah, that would for sure be it. Okay, so let me tap into that because this is also your, okay. There's also a coding around not being able to accept help or feeling like the victim of a situation where you don't have control. So, because this is the root of why this is also happening, right? Like why you are where you are. This is the root that we're tapping into. So when I go into this feeling of I have to take care of myself, like basically I have to do everything around here. And it's like this frustration again of like, why am I like, I'm expected to do so much and I am going to do this, but like, I really don't want to do this. Like what I really want to do is relax. But I know that if I relax, it's actually just going to create more work for me. And there's this feeling of having to like constantly overcompensate for other people, of having to play every single role. Okay. So when I go into your childhood, there's this feeling of like, I'm playing mom, dad, auntie, cousin, fucking babysitter, everything. Like I am the everything. I am the source of everything. And you notice how right now what's happening is you're playing many roles. Like you're probably playing mom, you're probably playing sister, wife, the boss at this job, the entrepreneur at this job, like whatever it is. Like you're playing many different roles. And this is kind of like the perpetuating thing that it feels like has happened all your life is you're playing all these different roles. I feel like I don't have control now. Like I just have to trust in the divine. It's frustrating. Yeah. And frustration is always the surface level feeling, and you have to be able to go under the surface. So what happens, what you've been doing is because there's a general feeling of frustration, which also has moved you forward in your life, which is also linked to anger. So here's something that because I've healed this within myself, and actually my friend Austin Renee, who I'm doing a micromind with, she talks about this all the time, is that there's these kind of like 3 different things that people can use to leverage and drive themselves. One is anger, one is love, and one is, what was the other one? Anger, love, I can't remember what the other one was. But basically, when you have a coding in you that you're frustrated, angry, or upset, because this is like the victim archetype. So everybody has this in them. So when we're angry or upset, we get to basically create this frustration that also drives us forward. So when we go back to this version of you that had to be everything for everyone, it's this frustration and anger of like, I'm not in control and I have no choice. But also, because you have no choice, it keeps you going. So if you actually had a choice and you actually weren't doing it and you actually said no and there was nothing to blame, what would drive you to go forward? Because that's the thing that's driving you forward, is the fact that you have no choice and it's out of your control. That's the thing that pushes you forward and always has. So if you truly had a choice and that wasn't pushing you forward, then what would happen? What bad thing could happen too? Because we're always getting something out of the situation that we're creating in our life. My desires would drive me. Yeah. And here's the crazy thing is you've always done something because you had to, because you had no choice. You've never been driven by desire. You've always been driven by, I have to do this. I have no choice. Like even with you having your entrepreneurship, it feels like I don't like this other job that much. And so I have no choice but to start this other thing if I want to leave. Like it literally feels like that. So there's this thing that needs to be healed deep in the root with the I have no choiceness. So I'm going to see if I can go deep into that, because this feeling of not having a choice, because what happens is you kind of fight it. I don't have a choice, so I have to blank. So if we actually sit deep in this feeling of not having a choice, like I literally want you to picture something happening and you have no choice, and I want you to imagine not doing anything about it, because this is what you do. You go into fix it mode. Okay, I've got no choice. This is the situation that was brought to me. So if I want out of it, I have to fix it, and then I get to step out of it. So what I want you to do, and if I don't, I'm just going to get buried and buried and buried. So what I want you to do is I actually want you to sit in the feeling of having no choice and doing nothing about it. And tell me where you experience that inside of your body, like what body part. So picture that I have no choice and I can't do a thing about it. And then I want you to go down to your body and tell me which body part do you feel it in? Stomach, arms, chest, throat, back of the neck. So this is what I do in my healing sessions, except for because we're face to face in Zoom, it's way more potent because we walk through it together. But I'm going to show you how I basically like read your body for that. Just driving today, Chef. Love that I get to hear you on the way. Yay, that's awesome, Jenny. Chest. Okay, so, and it's this feeling of like literally my desires are locked up and my wishes are locked up. They can't come forward. There's no space for my desires to come forward because my needs take over everything. So what you want to do is in your chest, what's the sensation attached to it, Colleen? So not the emotion, the sensation. Like literally, is it hard? Is it soft? Is it tingly? Is it warm? Is it like, what's the sensation in your chest? Because automatically it feels locked to me. Like there's a coating, it's locked and I can't break through. Like I can't do it. I keep hitting a wall and nothing's coming through. And I really want to connect with this new way of being and this new job and these private clients. But like also I'm always half distracted. So I'm actually not able to fully connect. So when we go into this feeling, and there's also underneath, warm and hard. The hard I can definitely feel. It literally feels like a wooden treasure chest that's full of your hopes and dreams that you don't have the key and you're like trying to jam the fucking key. So this is something that would be really amazing to go deeper on in healing sessions. So for those of you who don't get a choice, or not don't get a choice, for those of you who don't get a chance or want to go deeper on this, my healing sessions are 3 sessions, 60 minutes in Zoom for 1,111 or 10 for 3,000. Yes, give me the key. So what we're looking for is the key to your heart. What we're looking for is the key to your connection. And what we need to identify is what's blocking that. And then once we unlock it, we take it and we put it into your business. So, hi, Monet. So Colleen, as you're feeling into your heart space and your chest and that feeling of being locked, and so normally on a Zoom call, we would sit in that locked feeling until it literally digests, and then we would identify what it is. But there's also this feeling of control and having the reins on really tight. So as long as I don't have the choice of what's handed out to me. So when I'm given this undesirable situation and it's put forward for me, what it is I also get to identify it and be really sure of it. So it's giving me an element of control. So for example, this job that you have over here that you kind of want to leave, it's also very predictable, right? So it's giving you that feeling of knowing what's coming and knowing what's next, which also makes you feel very safe, knowing that you have the paycheck, knowing that this is what you do, you go to this job and this is what happens. So there's an element of safety that you're getting from that, which allows you to feel in control. So as long as you have this piece in your life that is predictable and you get to feel in control here and you're holding on to it, you get to feel safe. So if you were to let go of that and you had to trust and be able to go over here, your nervous system would like go haywire. But what's happening is this job is also making you feel trapped. So it's making you feel safe, but it's also making you feel contained. So what we would need to do is heal the feeling of it, feeling like that you're feeling trapped or contained by it. And it would have to feel like it's a choice that you get to leave. Because right now, what it feels like is like I have to stay. Like I can't leave. I'm not in the position to leave. So even the tiny little tweak of realizing like I could leave any moment, like I could leave tomorrow. I can. But there's a flip side of that. And the flip side of that is that I would have a nervousness around how much my job is going to bring in my business. So what we want to do is look at this other job as more of a freedom, because what it's doing is it's also creating the freedom for you to not feel pressure around your entrepreneur job. It's creating a foundation and a freedom for you. So then you have to look at what is weighing more, the feeling of it being a trap or the feeling that it also allows me to be a little bit more free with how many clients. Like now I don't have to get new clients. I just want new clients, right? But anyways, when we tap into this other job of yours, which basically is the thing causing the frustration, honestly, it's like over here is you're truly driven by desire with your entrepreneur job, and over here with your other job, it's like frustration. So we would have to look at the frustration, and the frustration is that you're constantly having to fix problems there, it feels like. So the other thing about this job here is there's no satisfaction in growth. Like it's just this minute, you go through it, you robot through it, you do the thing and it gets you through the day. But there's not this feeling of like growing with somebody. There's not this feeling of like evolution. So that's the piece that's frustrating, is like I'm here every day and it's not going anywhere. Like it's literally the same thing all the time. Whereas over here, you get to see results, you get to put in work, and you get to see it change. You get to see it evolve. You get to see different pieces of it grow. So I think that also what it's doing, and yes, it is keeping you small. But what we want to do is we want to be able to leave this job from a place of trust and space, not from a place of, if I don't leave, I'm never going to do good in my business. Like, that's not true. I want to be creative and I want to be challenged. Yeah. And so, okay, so there's a couple different things we would have to be able to lock in your body. Number one, we would have to lock in trust, because right now there's so much doubt that you won't leave this job. So what we would have to do is be able to lock in trust for you to be able to trust that, okay, if I leave this job, like I know that I might not get 10 clients right away, but I'll be okay if I don't. While at the same time, you do have to be able to pay your bills. Like the practical things do matter. Like I don't believe in like flailing yourself over the edge into something where you literally don't even know how you're going to pay your bills and like frightening your nervous system. Like I just don't believe in doing that. You can do that, but it's not pleasant, because I've done that. I've done the whole, oh my God, I have to make this money and I have to make it work. And I've always made it work, but like, it's not fun. So the thing that I would want to get to the root of with you, Katie, is how to actually trust. Because it's easy for me to say, okay, well, you have to be able to trust. And you're like, yeah, but I get it. But like, how? It's easy for me to be like, well, it's because you keep doubting. That's why you're not making the leap, because you keep doubting. And you'd be like, well, yeah, I know, but like, how do I stop? So in the healing sessions, I'll actually be able to teach you how. Like I'll be able to show you right there in that moment how to trust and how to stop, and to identify the root of the fear that's holding you back. Because right now you're using anger and you're using fear to basically, you're like using anger to move forward, but then fear is tangled in there. So it's actually not helping. Like anger is getting you through day to day, and fear is holding you back in your life. So this is the thing that we would have to be able to go through. And so what I would recommend for you is probably like a pack of 10 healing sessions, or I'm just tapping into like an intuitive package for you. Even like 3 months of private coaching, which includes 2 healing calls per month. That feels really satisfying. That feels like not only do I feel secure in my body and in my nervous system, and I'm tapping into like new pieces of gifts to put forward into my business, but also I've got like logical, actionable steps that I'm wanting to take. So if you wanted to do that, if you wanted to do 3 months of private coaching, which means a rolling Voxer, so you get my intuitive guidance all the time. You get to bring whatever you want to the table, whether it be your offers, stuff with your body, whatever. Because it would be so cool if you could do like an all-in with my body programs in there as well. But if you want to just focus on your business, we can do that. Anyways, so if you want to go just business, like business coaching, it's $3,100 a month for 3 months. And then we would talk about a price for you to add on the healing calls. Yeah, 2 healing calls a month. So that's like my personalized channeled package that I think would be amazing for you. Hi, Brittany. Okay. So who was next on the channeling list? I know there was Jane, and if you were next for being channeled, please press a heart to let me know that you're still here. I know there was Jane, and then there was Julia as well. If you're still here, can you comment below? And then we can go into you. Because like I said, I don't want to channel people who aren't here yet. I know Monet, oh my God. Monet, you got to do a year. Like literally, if you did a year, we could work out a payment plan for you. But if you did a year all in, like with the body stuff and the mindset stuff and the intuitive, because I know that you have like this badass ability to be able to channel that you're really not owning. If you did that, Monet, you would do incredible. You would do incredible. Okay, Jane, I was going to go deeper into you though. So we talked about, what was it again? Okay, we talked about what you really wanted. And hi, Joanna, if you're still there, I see you. Let me go back to what it was that you really wanted so I can go deeper into you. And then been doing a lot of mindset work. Okay, so let me see if I can just start with like channeling your soul. We kind of did that already a little bit. Oh yeah, it was the wanting to step into like the 100K months, right? Jenny, if you want a channeling on you too, just share the video and then I will go into you. Okay, Jane. So for you, it's very easy for you to take action when you know what action to take. So clarity is very huge for you. So here is the piece that's been missing. This is for sure it. The piece that has been missing is the not only the business packages and not only the clarity and the structure, but the intuitive piece on channeling exactly what the energy of them is and how that benefits people, and getting really specific and feeling not just connected in your mind to your offers, but connected in your body and in your soul to your offers. So soul, for sure, is the next piece for you, because you're very clever and you're very grounded, and I really love that. And what we're looking for is the soul piece. This is the next piece that is gonna light your body on fire in a way that you never even knew. Like I literally see like a trail of flames behind you. And I also see how you could have a body transformation as well. Like a tummy that is super toned and like tight and hard. And when you sit down and you sit straight up, there's like no kind of like rolls or anything like that. Like literally the vision that I get is like you're wearing pants and they're like tight jeans and you're sitting down and like nothing is spilling over and you just feel like tight. You just feel tight. And then you open up your fridge and there's so much food in there that you're looking forward to. Because I feel like also you enjoy eating healthy, but it seems like sometimes you just don't plan and you just don't think of yourself and you just don't think of your body. And that there are some pieces in it that might just feel a little bit like not as tight as you would want it to feel. And what it seems like, and when I'm tapping into it, it's also this blah, 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 blah energy. Like it's this energy of like settling, basically. And so what's happening in our business or in our bodies is always happening in our business as well. So what I would look at is what things you really love doing, but you avoid putting in the prep work for it to happen. Or which areas is it that you kind of slack off because you know it's not a have to, and then you don't follow through, and then it gives you kind of like a mediocre result. And mediocre for one person is mediocre from another. So when we tap into these months that you've made it at, like you said that you've made it into like 30K months, it's like that feels good and that feels like, yay, like I'm really excited. But like deep down, I'm kind of getting bored of 30K months. Like it's not that I don't like them and it's not that I'm not grateful for them, but this is it. There's for sure things that you're avoiding that we need to identify before you get to the 100K month. There's things that you're feeling repelled by that you're not doing that could take you to the next level. And it's not that you have to start doing things that you're repelled by. It's that the things that you're repelled by there's reasons why you're repelled by it because you're having a reaction to it, which means it's not healed. So there is some masculine coding around there and things that are going on in this masculine arena that is making you feel repelled. Let me see if I can go deeper into it, unless you have an idea of what it is that makes you feel repelled. But it's this like resistance to flow because you need something to be straightforward to success. There's a resistance to things taking longer than you want them to. If things take too long, you get frustrated and you quit and you try a different way. So you'll have a goal of something that you want to achieve and you'll be like, this is what I want to achieve. And if it's taking too long, you shut yourself out and you take yourself out of the game, but you don't quit. You move on to the new thing too fast. It's like you're squirreling. Yeah. So in the fear of rejection, what you want to ask yourself is that if you truly were rejected, how would that feel? And what would it mean about you? Because underneath, then it comes back down to the victim archetype of like feeling bad for yourself and feeling sorry for yourself. So because you're not able to handle that rejection, there's things that you're not putting out there. There's things that you're not trying, or that's why you quit too fast or you pivot too fast. So there's a wounding here too, it feels like, on your business and how it has gotten stuck in the past. And you've spent too much energy being in the stuckness. So now what happens is any instant that you feel stuck for even a second, you pivot. When really you have to learn how to sit in the stuckness without trying to fix it. Just sit in the stuckness a little bit longer until you find the clarity in it and then take action. But what you're doing is stuck action, stuck action, stuck action. And you just keep putting a little bit into a lot of things until something sticks, and it's a waste of energy. It's a waste of your energy. It's not managing your energy properly. There's a whole nother way of doing this. And that's the thing that I would want you to go into you with. It's not stuck action, stuck pivot, stuck pivot, stuck pivot. Nope, doesn't work. Like it's like you're literally sitting on it for like a second of frustration and you're out. So what you're wanting is this like direct impact, but your inability to sit in frustration because you think it's supposed to be easy is the thing that's preventing you from getting to the next spot. But not only is it that you have to be able to sit in it, you have to be able to transform it and then turn it and then monetize it, right? While at the same time knowing that there are some things that you just move on from. But you have to understand why, and you have to stop having impulse, like it's like an impulsive thing. Oh, step, moving on. Step, moving on. Oh, I ate healthy for 3 days, it didn't do anything, moving on. Like it's happening everywhere. So what that is it's a defense mechanism to block you off from losing energy, because before there was too much frustration attached to that. So you've developed this thing where you just cut off. And instead, what we have to do is be able to stay connected to it and not just cut it off, and instead neutralize it and stay connected at the same time, and believe in your power to hold more and sit in it. So Jane, for you, in this all-in package, I feel like I'm just going to come up with so right now I have a year package, which is all in, and it's an amazing deal. So normally it's $10,000 a month to go all in with me to have everything. And this is $33,000 for a whole year. So it's an amazing deal. And I call it deal because it's it's the ultimate transformation. It's going to be so in this 1 year journey, you're going to get rolling Voxer. You're going to get 2 healing calls a month. So you get Voxer for your brain. Okay. So that's like your mindset. So you're coming in, you're saying the thing that's happening in your package or in your life or in your body. If you want to go into food, you get to share what you've been eating with me, and I get to show you how to tweak it and where. So there's accountability, there's follow through, there's structure. Like for you, Jane, I feel like you do really well with routine and structure. So there's all of that stuff, and it's all intuitive and it's all channeled. So intuitive eyes on your blind spots and the things that your brain cannot pick out. Those are the things that I pick out of there. So for mind, you get the Voxer. For body, you get all of my content. So you're going to learn how to eat for your life and in a way that you can sustain, in a way that gives you your body of your dreams. Like the chiseled body, the tight body, the healthy body, whatever you want it to be. It up levels your body. And then for soul, you get the healing calls. So that's me and you on Zoom. And we walk through everything. So not only are we literally I'm helping you, okay, this is how to feel trust. This is how to feel safety. This is how to heal masculine wounding. This is how to heal motherhood wounds. This is how to heal sisterhood wounds. This is how to heal daddy wounds. And we're taking that and we're healing it, and then we're seeing where we can put that into your business now that it's healed. And we even can channel your offers. So we're going to channel your offers. We're going to channel the energy of your offers. And then we're even can channel your audience. I can channel anything. I'm a master channel. So I've done this lots with people. I've channeled their future soulmate. I've channeled their audience. I've channeled their future clients. And what we do is we go into exactly what that client needs so that we can pick out literally specific languages. We can come up with a bullet point list of your basically intuitive strategy, actionable steps that you can put into your Instagram, phrases and sentences that you can put into your Instagram to attract your clients. We can cover all that. So anyways, I have this 1 year thing. It's $33,000 pay in full, or you can go on to a payment plan for it. And not only are you going to transform your body, of course, but you're going to transform your business. So that leap, because you're wanting to quantum leap. And the way to quantum leap is you have to be able to integrate more. So right now what you're doing, Jane, this is it. So, because your soul really wants to quantum leap, what it's doing is you're leaping to this, to this, to this, to this. You keep taking a billion small leaps by because you really want that instant gratification and instant results, you squirrel off really fast. But the fastest way to get somewhere is to be where you are. So what's missing is this integration piece. The leaps that you're taking are not integrated. So this is the thing that I would have to teach you, is how to take a leap, but to lock it inside of your body so that you're not doing that leap over again. Because it feels like you're taking 20 leaps and they're all going to the same spot. So that's the thing that I would want to help you with, Jane. And also for those of you who you're like, oh, I really want to do the all in, but like maybe that price point isn't something you can do right now, you can message me about doing a 3-month or doing a 6-month or doing like a 10-month, and we can custom design a payment plan for you as well. Same for you, Colleen, if you're still there. Dimple, hi. I just came across you on Instagram, Dimple. You have a very memorable, like I could never forget who you are. Thank you, Jane. Okay. So Jane, that would be the best way for you to start off 2022. Like seriously, like 2022, the year that you add soul, I can't even handle. Do you know what your soul body looks like? Because I do. Because I can fucking see it right there. And it's like, you've got this, like, you look like a Sports Illustrated model. Like you're kind of sporty and you have like these good juicy boobs, and like, it's so good. Okay, so who was next and wanted to have the channeling done on them? So remember, if you want channeling done, you've got to share the video and comment shared. Who was next on the list? Danny, was that you, or who was next? Oh, thanks, Dimple. I was blocked off Facebook for 30 days and it was horrible. I can't wait. Yes, I can't wait, Jane. I can't wait. Was it Danny that wanted? Okay, who wants channeling done next? So the other thing that I have going on is I've got a micro mind. Oh yeah, Monet. Okay, we'll go into you too. Me and Austin Renee are doing a micro mind. So it starts January 3rd, where you get both of us. Like we're going to tag team you. And it's going to be basically a Voxer chat where I'll go into you too, Dimple. So anybody who wants a business reading needs to share the video and comment shared. Anyways, okay, January 3rd, the micro mind with me and Austin starts. It's called Body Language. So you're going to get me and Austin tag teaming you in the Voxer. It's $1,111 for the first 3 women who sign up. And then there's 4 calls. So you get both of us on those. So you get, and the point is you're getting highs, but you're integrated highs, and you're going into 2022. Like, it's just going to be hot. That's all I have to say. Like, it's going to be fucking hot. It's going to be so amazing. So if you're interested in that, you can DM me on that too. Austin is like, oh my God, she's amazing. You're going to love her. Okay. So Monet, what do you want? I feel like I know what you want, but why don't you tell me what you want? And I'm going to tap in, like, tell me the overflow piece, and we're going to tap into any kind of like basically blocks I feel that are in the way. So Dimple, you can also do the same and comment below on like, what's the dream for 2022? Like, what is the thing that you really, really want? So Monet, for you, what it feels like you really want to, and this is something that we can work on and that I can help you with, because what it feels like you would want from me is being able to be leaned back and like really enjoy the experience and be pleasured in a way that you've never been pleasured. To be taken, oh my God, I'm tapping into the energy already. To be so in the moment that all of the things that you thought you were ashamed of literally don't matter, because you're so in your body. Like, you're so turned on by yourself, like you make yourself wet. And like talking to me makes you more wet over yourself. Like, it feels like what you're wanting is to be so juiced up over yourself and like, it's like this warmth and like this inner knowingness, which you already know. You already know where you belong. You already know which package is good for you. You already know, like, I can tell that you know what it's going to feel like. Like, I can tell that you're anticipating the steaminess and the intimacy. It's the intimacy piece that you're really, really missing. Thank you, Dimple. That's it, Monet. Like, it's actually, okay, this feels so good. Monet, results are not even the thing that drives you. So what's happening is you keep trying to convince in your brain how it's going to be worth it because this is the result that you're going to get. Or like, okay, if I do this and I spend this, like your brain is trying to calculate what would happen in your business and what it would feel like for you to go into this program or go into this with Tasha and then achieve this in your business. But the truth of the matter is that you don't actually care about results. And your body's trying to let go of it and your mind is saying, no, you need results to validate. But you're stepping into this like energetic field where you can already feel what's going to happen. And like your body is so slender in this vision. And there's this feeling of like being so feminine and like carried and like light as a feather. And when I say light as a feather, I don't just mean energetically. I mean like your husband comes up and scoops you up and like it doesn't hurt his back or anything. Like he like literally just like scoops you up and like takes you in and like he can like roll you around and he can like flip you around and then you're going into doggy style and then he's taking you from behind and you're like being maneuvered and you're being taken and you're being discovered and like you're being devoured. Not just by me, like devoured, like feasted on, like being discovered in ways and depths like that make you squirt. You want me to make you squirt. That will be the goal, to make you squirt. Oh my God, you're the funniest soul to channel. Okay, so because depending on the soul, it always comes out differently. So Monet, like I know that you're really sexually activated because my sexual activation comes out when I channel you. It's so funny to see what happens when different souls combine. So like when we channel souls, right? So like I am not just using my intuition to go into you. Okay, so there's a difference between intuitive coaching and channeling. So when I'm channeling you, I'm in your fucking soul. So different souls have different formulas. And when one soul connects with another soul, it brings out different pieces. So the reason why I would use sexual metaphors with Monet is because there's sexual healing that needs to happen. With Jane, the reason why I'm tapping into her body is because there's body connection that needs to happen. So the way that I verbalize will come out a lot different. And I'm telling you, Monet, your sexuality is directly linked to your business. So not only are we going to work on up-leveling your sex life, and I feel like you probably have some pretty good sex sometimes, but it feels like sometimes it might be painful as well. I know that you have the potential to have waterworks sex. And when you up-level your sex life, it's going to up-level your connection with your body, and it's going to remove shame around your body, which is also going to remove shame that's attached to your work. Like any shame you have about your body and sex is also spilling into your business. And for you specifically, Monet, your business is the thing that mind fucks you. So actually, if we tap into your body and your life experiences, that's the thing that's going to connect you to your business, because you don't second guess your experiences, but you second guess your business. So what we want to do is build up the confidence in your connection with yourself and your ability to channel in your own body, because I would want to teach you how to channel. And we would want that to spill into your business and create that confidence in your business, because there's a lack of trust in your business. There's a lack of trust in your follow through, which also is with your food. So this whole, like, I've lost 100 pounds 3 times. It's creating this lack of trust in your business of like, okay, yeah, I believe I can get there, but I don't think it's going to last. So actually I'm not going to go all in. Like you've got so much different coding going on in yourself that's preventing you from going all in your business, which is also keeping you at a safe, stagnant level. And there's like fears of debt in there. There's fears of what if my bills get carried away with me? There's fears of, what if I get so hot that I like do something sabotaging in my life? Like, if I was so hot and so on fire, what if I did something bad? Like, what if my bad girl came out? Okay, so here's it. Your dream body you have linked to the bad girl in you. This is it. Your dream body, the body that's on fire, the body that is the dream, the body that's tight and skinny, you have loss attached to it. You have sabotage attached to it. So there's something in you that when you feel on fire and in your sexual control, that you're gonna do something toxic in your life now. But that's not true because you're not that person anymore. So it's about actually letting your bad girl rebirth and knowing that she is not going to have those same toxic behaviors. Everything you're channeling is so relatable. Yeah, it's crazy, right? So this is the difference, you guys, between showing up and just talking at you and just spewing out what I feel like you need to hear, and like just talking to people personally and engaging with them and going to the depths of them. So for you, Monet, there was a time in your life where you were in that passion, but you're relating it to danger. There's a time in your life where you were so sexually free and sexually lit up and very open with your sexuality, but you're linking it to toxic behaviors because that's what you were doing back then. So you put that vixen to sleep. You put that bad girl to sleep, and it's time for that bitch to come out again. I'm going to be the one who makes you do bad things. But we're not going to do it. We're going to do it in a healthy way. We're not going to do it in a way of like, I don't have control of my life, so I'm just going to create this like beautiful, toxic, chaotic, fucking bloodbath mess of my life that somehow yet feels good at the same time. Like when I tap into your old life, Monet, I feel like you have so much shame around something that felt deep down beautiful, but like it feels like you're supposed to think it's bad, but you don't even think it's bad. Like when I tap into that piece of your life, there was love in undescribable ways. Like this man or the men that you would find yourself in bed with took you to highs and peaks and places that you don't have to feel bad about. Like I can just feel the euphoria, and you don't have to feel bad about it because it wasn't right or it wasn't proper. Maybe it was somebody's husband, and it's not to say that we would ever do that again, but like you don't have to feel bad about the pleasure that you felt. Do you know what I mean? And it's just like, that was the old you. She was wild and free. She was sexually liberated. Nobody made anybody do anything. So being intimate with somebody quickly is just your ability to trust fast. So do you notice, Monet, how you will not let yourself trust fast now? Like it takes you like 72 years to trust. So here's the thing I would like to extract from your bad girl. Because I love your bad girl, Monet. Like I fucking love her. Your bad girl was so in the moment that she would just leap without thinking, knowing that she could handle it. Like there wasn't this fear of what could happen. It was just like, I'm attracted to this person. And I know this because I was this story. Like, whatever. I had so much shame around one night stands or like the stupid blowjob I gave in the alleyway. And I gave myself so much shit for that. And it's like, I was just in my sexual power. Me connecting with a guy, me dancing on the bar, me loving the attention of men, me hooking up with men was just me in my sexual power. And it was just me trusting my body and knowing that my body wanted in that moment. Now, what was the toxic part of it? That I was doing it from a place of low self-esteem. That's the piece that needs purifying, right? So for me, it was like, okay, I've got low self-esteem, so I'm going to fill that void with having sex with a man because it makes me feel wanted in that moment. I'm going to fill that void with dressing scandalous so that it gives me attention because that, again, makes me feel wanted. That's the piece that we're scared of because we're like, I've healed that and I don't want to go back to that. So Monet, for you, there's this feeling around like what complete, utter chaos in life that you couldn't change. So you just rolled with it and actually created more chaos because it was comfortable. So what it feels like is just this crazy, like nonstop, like passion and also drama that would happen in your life, which became the comfort of home. And then you started to see that as love. And we can do this with men, right? So like, let's say there's a guy who's like maybe super protective of you, and he's so protective of you that he'll go and like beat any guy that looks at us, or he'll be verbally abusive and say things like, well, are you acting like a whore and this and that? And we can fuck that up with thinking that that's love because it must mean that he cares, or it must mean that. So this is the energy of both my old life and what I feel is a general vibe of your old life is like toxic behaviors that do have love in them. Like when we look at unhealthy relationships and men who are very overprotective, or maybe they become very verbally abusive or whatever, that is love deep down, but there's just so much in the way. And so we entangle this, and it starts with our dads, right? Like my dad was a yeller. My dad swore a lot. My dad treated my mom a certain way. And so rationally, of course, I knew that I didn't want that. But subconsciously, I attracted men who were just like that because I related. Yes, I remember the shootout. I related danger to love. So this is what you've got, Monet, is like it almost feels dangerous for you to love your body. It feels dangerous for you to be on the edge of a level up. Oh, this is huge. So Monet, that night of the shootout, that was a huge level up in your life. And it took drastic measures, and it took you on the edge of danger, and it took you on the edge. And then you found the love of your life. So of course, you're going to recreate the pattern of constantly being on the edge. So I'm constantly going to gain 10 pounds back so that I'm always on the edge of comfort, never fully comfortable. I'm constantly going to gain 50 pounds back, so I'm really on the edge, and now I have to do something before I level up. So what's happening is you relate the edge to a level up. So I'm going to overspend on this one thing so that my bank account is on the edge, and then I have to level up in my money. And what'll happen is because you can't handle boredom, you create the edge. I've already healed all this stuff, so I can just like read it like a book. So for people who can't handle drama, for people who cannot handle boredom, we will create constant edge, frustration, and challenge because boredom is worse. Boredom and vanilla and basic bitch life is fucking worse. So you would have to learn how to sit in the boredom without sabotaging. And then here's the most fucked up thing. Now that you've created a nice calm life for yourself with a good husband and kids, and you're nice and pure and you're not bad, what you'll do is you'll create drama in your head about things that don't exist. This person's going to judge me. My business is going to fail. I'm not going to make enough money. So now that there's no shootouts happening and nobody's fucking anybody's boyfriend and there's money in the bank account, at least a little bit, we need to create this stupid stories that don't exist so that we constantly have a somewhat of a little battle in our head, so that there's a constant edge, so that we can constantly move forward to success. So we would have to let go of the need to, there's like this challenge energy of like overcoming a challenge means that I won. Right? Overcoming, every time I get to gain that 10 pounds back and then lose that 10 pounds, I get to recreate a challenge, but it's easier. Okay. So here is a code that's going on with both Danny and Monet. Okay. I know that I have 10 pounds that I can always lose. And so that 10 pounds, I'm going to lose that 10 pounds. Because I know that I can, because I've done it before. And I would actually rather regain that 10 pounds back 100 times, because I know I can lose it, than to go forward to the next 10 pounds into 20 pounds. Because that's scarier, because I don't know that I can do that. So I'm just going to constantly default back to that same 10 pounds because I know I can lose it and I trust that I can lose it. So what happens is you'd have to, Dimple, are you still here? Can you put a heart if you're still here? Because I am planning to go into you. So what's happening is I'm going to revert back to that same 10 pounds because I get to feel accomplished every time I lose that 10 pounds. And that's a lot easier than forcing myself to the 20 pound mark. Because that I don't know. So what you would have to know is how to lock in trust inside of your body, not in your brain, in your body. And that's what I do in the healing sessions. So Monet, the 1 year journey, like I honestly see you coming out of it like 150 pounds or less. I see you coming out of that with your dream body, like a size 6 to 8, I see. But I see you being really happy like way before that. I see you being so happy within like 3 months. Okay, Dimple. And Danny, for you, a 3 month. For you, I feel a 3 month. Private, you should do private coaching. Like I know that you were kind of interested in doing like the lose 20 pounds in 4 weeks program. But if you actually went a little bit more all in to your emotional and mindset work and allowing yourself like intimate support, it would change your life more impactfully. So we could work out a program where you get the 300 and you get the weight loss program and the private coaching. The intimacy is what's been missing in your weight loss journeys in the past. Okay, so Dimple, what is it that you really want to happen for yourself in 2022? Can you tell me that? Dimple, what is the thing that you want to happen in 2022? And I'm going to step into what I feel like could be maybe blocking that way or like what the vision is. So I'm going to see if I can just channel what your soul is saying right now, Dimple. What I really want is like someone to be excited with and someone I want to feel really proud of my offers, really proud of what I stand for, really proud of the things that I've accomplished. And I already am, but also I want to add to it. So I want to be able to have like more of everything that I already have. And I want to experience it with people. And I want to be able to look back at the memories of how this journey went, because I want it to be like iconic. I almost want it to be like I'm looking through a time capsule and it's an amazing time capsule and like every moment mattered and the journey matters to me and how I accomplish things matters to me, and how I feel when I accomplish things matters to me. Like, it's so much more than the achievements to me. It's about the relationships that I build on the way. And Dimple, for you, what it feels like is there's this thing that is going to come through with your private clients where like you love your private clients already, but this new level of your private clients is about like, they give you so much that you almost feel like they should be paying you almost. Like, they give you that much. Like, okay. Ooh, okay. Here's what it feels like your soul would want from me, or would want next from like a mentor, or like what your soul really wants is these forbidden desires. So there's like this tiny little scandalous piece that wants to come out. And don't worry, I am good at bringing that piece out in people. Okay, so let's tap into like this tiny little like forbidden, like there's this enchantress vibe that wants to come through. This like mysterious mystic creature. And it's really going to be about tapping into your magic more, and tapping into your energetics, and tapping into your dark feminine even more. Past anything that's supposed to be like taboo. Because I don't know that much about what you do. But what I do know is that you're exotic and hot as fuck and steamy. And I would like to see this more like piece, this side of you really embrace that piece. Like, your intelligence is so obvious. That doesn't really even need to be talked about. That's just like obvious. But there's this like seductive piece that wants to come out even more. And it's like this ability to really go beyond the surface and into the crevices of like what's going on in somebody's joints. So, okay. Let me see if I can see what comes through. What I want is to be able to like flow in my creativity, but I really want to be in my sacral and my root chakra. Like, I want to feel this like yearning and lusting of life, and this steaminess piece come forward. And not only do I want to feel it, I want to be able to like communicate it and have it run through my body and come out like an orgasm. Like, I want to feel. Like, I want to feel, and I can feel like when downloads come, it's such a passion, and there's a new way for the passion to be purged and channeled. So the passion right now is coming in to the birth canal. Like, you birth the program, you birth the masterpiece, and it's like right now it's coming out of one chakra. So what's wanting to happen is a harmonization of all the chakras where you full body, it takes over so much that it just spills out of you. So right now what's happening is there's a little bit of like needing, like you can feel it coming and you can feel it bubbling, and then your mind comes in and then you organize and you're like, ooh, I think it's this, and ooh, I think it's going to be that. And then you basically clarify in your mind what it is, and then you take it out and purge it. So this new way of doing things is actually the energy of the program is going to take over you so much that it just like pours out of you. So it's this overflow piece of like, I couldn't even hold this back if I tried. It's like when you have a baby, like you can't hold the baby in. But what's happening right now is you're pushing the baby out, and it's working and it's great. But there's a piece that's coming where it's like, I can't hold back. I'm so in this. Like, I'm not trying to unchain. I'm not trying to be sexy. I'm not trying to be in my magic. I'm like, the magic is just fucking taken over. So this is the piece, hi Laura, that I see coming in for you. So Dimple, for you, what would be a cool thing for you? Okay. So, I don't know if you know Austin Renee, but I'm doing a micromind with her. That feels like a good fit for you. Like, I feel like you do really good in group environments. So I'm doing a micromind with Austin Renee starting January 3rd, which is a group Voxer and then 4 group calls. So it's 1,100. So that would be a really good fit for you. Or if you wanted to do 3 months of private coaching with 2 healing calls each month, that would also be a really great fit for you. I feel like I need to come up with a price for that package. Because for you, Dimple, I don't think you'd have to go all in into like a body program. I think it's more the business coaching and the healing. So 3,100 a month for private Voxer times 3 for 3 months, and then 2 healing calls in addition to that. So anyways, if you decided to do that, you could just message me and we could talk about the price point and the payment plan if you wanted to do that. But that's what I feel for you, Dimple. So Danny, I know we talked about what would be a good fit for you, which is like the intimacy level. And for you, there's a nervous system management that needs to come through. I love that, Dimple. I feel sex energy from you, Dimple. Like, I feel like the healing would bring this peace. Like, I literally just see the vision of your husband, like, kissing every part of your body. And, like, you just being like, like so taken by him. That's the visual that I get. And that's something that we would up level in healing sessions. So for those of you who are interested in healing sessions, it's 3 sessions for 1,111, 3 60-minute sessions, or 10 sessions for 3,000. So Danny, for you, there's a follow through piece in your life, in your body, and in your business. Oh, I love that, Dimple. That is missing, Danny. It's keeping promises to yourself. It's lack of trust in your ability to complete something. So what I would say for you to be able to hack that is you've got to know, okay, I know. Because here's the pattern that it feels like for you, Danny, is you'll do something and you'll stick to it for, like, I feel like you could slay 10 days. 10 weeks would be a stretch. 10 weeks would be like the maximum you could stick to something. As far as, let's say, body or something that's out of your comfort zone. So to hack yourself, you would say, okay, 10 weeks or whatever the date is in your mind where you always fall off the wagon. That's how long I know that I can stick to something. So your old way is, okay, that's how long I'm going to sign up for it. So I know that I can stick to keto for 30 days. So I'm going to do this 30-day plan. So here's what happens is you keep getting attracted to short-term packages because you know and believe you can do them. Okay, I'm going to pick, Whole 30 because it's 30 days and I know I can complete it. So that means that you're in the mindset of just trying. You're in the mindset of trying it out for 30 days. So you've never gone into anything with the mindset of this is my life. Like this is what I'm doing for life because you don't believe that you can do it for life. So what you would have to do is stretch the limit. So you would have to say, okay, I know I can do something for 30 days, but can I challenge myself to 6 months? I know I can do it for 3 months. Can I challenge myself to 10 months? I know I can do it for 1 month. Can I challenge myself to 3 months? So you need to extend the period of time and stop going into things with the mindset of I'm going to try. That's the thing that's holding you back because you don't even have intention to follow through because you don't believe that you can. So everything that you're doing is related to how long you believe you can do it for. And what we want to lock in is your trust and ability to not only start something, but to be able to finish Finish it. Hi, Lisa. That's so interesting. The long game has been something I'm having awareness of lately. Yeah. So for people who are not able to trust themselves for a long period of time, you're going to also find that will prevent you from being able to have long-term clients because you don't believe in long-term, or you don't believe you have the ability to do long-term. So if you have fear around doing something longer than 3 months or longer than 8 months, that's what you're a match for. So if you have fear around long-term commitments, then you're only going to be a match for clients who come in for short-term commitments. And there's nothing wrong with that if that's what you love, but that is a cap out, right? So what you would have to do is, instead of being satisfied by that thrill of beginning a journey, you would have to learn how to know how to be on a journey with somebody through the ups and the downs. Because with a shorter term package, you get to bail when it gets uncomfortable. There's a end in sight, which means you didn't even really want to do it. You just thought, well, let me just try it because I don't want this fat on my body, basically, right? So what we would need to look at is the importance of the journey, and you got to look at it as, here's a good hack for that. It's not a fear. It's something I've avoided because of a year-long program I was a part of that was absolutely, yeah, I totally get that. And you know what you can do too is, because 1 year tends to have basically a label of going all in, right? So what you can do is you can say, okay, I'm all in. How can I go all in on myself today? But that means there's a wounding around it. So it's like, okay, because I have fear of this thing that I committed to, which ended up being a wrong fit, and then I was stuck and trapped in it for a year, I don't want to do that again. So this is where you can also develop steps where you get to have a taste, right? Also, we're always getting what we need, and we tend to have practice mentors before we get into our real ones. We all have mentors that we didn't really extract something amazing from, but it was a lesson. We all have those too. And so it would be more about, can I trust myself to know? And also, can I give myself an opportunity to feel if this is right? And how can I make sure that in my own stuff, it's very obvious on the outside what I'm getting on the inside? Because I've also had the experience of signing up for something that seemed to be marketed and promoted as one thing. And then when I got inside, it was a completely different thing. And it wasn't what I wanted, but it changed me in a way that I needed to change. And then after that, I signed up with Melanie, and it was like my dream mentor. So it's like we have mentors that are preparing us for the next mentor. This is just explaining what I did intuitively. Yeah. So it's also like, okay, so I'm open to a 1 year commitment. Okay. So I've been scared of long-term relationships. However, I realize that I am potentially willing and ready to go into to be all in, but also I would like to have a taste of what that experience is like, and I want to be able to trust myself. So for example, I'm going to binge on Tasha's free content to get an idea of what it's like to talk to her, right? Like video, you really can't fake who you are on video. It's pretty hard. Posts and Instagram stories where you're just sharing your life. Like, it's kind of easy to create an idea of what somebody is like, but like on a video where I'm sitting here and coaching you, it's pretty much exactly like this, but better with private coaching. Like it's not, because we're face to face, and I'm not just like reading what you typed out. So I think videos is so good to really get to know somebody, because you can feel their body language. You can feel the way, like you can just feel everything. Like you really get to experience me. So in your own programs, how can you allow people to experience you? Number one, so that they can feel comfortable making that next step. And when you're ready to go into a next step, what are some experiences you could give yourself to see if it would be compatible? Because that's what we're all looking for, is compatibility. And because that's what I do. Like when I sign up with somebody, I always start with something small, or I'll like binge on free content, and then it's like basically what we're all looking for is to just connect. And when we feel that connection, then we feel safe taking that next step, because we can feel it. We can feel that it was authentic. We can feel so much more and so much deeper. So anyways, with Danny, when you look at long-term relationships, it probably comes back to a wounding around men or around sisterhood. So what you want to do if you feel repelled by long-term relationships, it's probably because it feels like a trap. And so it feels like, okay, well, like, what if I don't like it? There's no way out. So you can do two things. You can think of a long-term relationship where it has been good. Like, is there anybody who's been a constant stable in your life, whether it be a husband, a sister, a cousin, a best friend? And what makes it so that you're able to have that relationship in your life? Is it an element of trust? Like, what really is it? Or the next thing that you can do is, it's like, let me see if I can go deeper into you, Danny. It's this feeling of, if I need a way out, I have to have a way out. So knowing that there's always a choice in a relationship. So even when you sign up for something and you enroll on something, if it ends up not being a fit, of course there's a way out. But of course you would have to fill your financial commitment. So it's like, okay, well, at least I know that if I had to leave, I would, and I would have to still pay. So there's that. So the next, because it's really the feeling of being trapped and the feeling of thinking that I can't get out. So if I couldn't get out, and this is something I would like to like heal in the body, let me just see what your soul has to say about this, about what your soul actually wants. Your soul wants the exact opposite of what you've been doing. That's so funny. Oh, you're so funny. Okay, Danny, you're not gonna like what your soul has to say. Okay, your soul is like, what I really want is to be able to commit and follow through, because the not committing and the not following through is turning into a waste of time. But because I'm afraid to waste my time, I'm afraid to commit. So these two things are conflicting energies. So what I would like is to know that I'm safe no matter what, and that I can do this, that I can handle the feeling of thinking I'm trapped when I'm not. And it's a rebellion thing. Like, it's a like, I'm just going to flail my way out of this because I can and because I'm allowed. So it can probably come back to a childhood thing of like either not being allowed to do things and then you're rebelling against that. But what I'm really wanting is to like actually be in this for myself. And in the past, here we go. In the past, when I've made commitments, it's been for somebody else. That's the root of it. So in the past, when you've made commitments, it's been, I'm committing to this because I'm doing this for this person. And that feels shitty. You haven't done a long-term commitment when it's for yourself. So let me see if I can go into a little bit deeper. Okay, so what I'm actually wanting to do is like commit to who I want to be. Commit to myself and what I have to offer. Commit to myself and getting to know myself on a deeper level. I'm wanting to commit to a 1-year journey with myself, or a lifelong journey with myself, or a whatever. Like, I'm wanting to commit to my growth where I'm not going to give up the moment that I feel frustrated and just like shut down and numb out. That's what it feels like you do. Shut down, cut off, numb out. It's easier to be alone than to have to deal with somebody else and all their drama, but all their drama is really just your drama and your inability to focus. Because also it feels like in filling voids, You might like take on different clients or different relationships, or maybe in the past different boyfriends, to fill voids of boredom. And because there was never an intention of going in with like, I'm in this forever, the intention was to fill the boredom, then you get sick of them. And then because it's a short-term commitment, then they get to leave and it doesn't get to hurt. It's actually fear of falling in love with somebody over long term, whether it be clients or mentors. Like if I really, really fall in love with someone so much that I want them in my life forever, if they don't continue, I'm going to be so fucking disappointed and crushed. That's the wounding. That's where it is. That's the root of it, Jenny. So you would have to be willing to, number one, it's like what you're doing is you're creating controlled aloneness. It feels easier to be alone when I've chosen to be alone. It feels easier to be alone when I'm not committing. It feels easier to purposely fight against this instead of just allowing to happen. So, Danny, there's so much going on there. There's like a badillion, like you're like literally your soul is in like 500 knots. So for you, can you go all in on yourself? Like doing something with private coaching and healing sessions would like literally blow your head right off if you were able to do that. Like I'm doing this, like I'm willing to focus on myself through it all. Like I'm willing to focus on myself. And it's not even about achieving a specific result or a label of what I achieved. It's about understanding the way I work so I can stop like fiddle fucking around in this whole mind fuck space. Because that's what's happening. Like you've been living in this mind fuck space for like 3 years at least, is what I feel. So whatever that pattern is, there's a pattern that's been going on for like 3 years that we need to break, and we need to break it inside your body, and we need to break it with like a full circle healing. So if you want to message me about that, we can discuss like a personalized package for you that doesn't feel pressury, right? Like maybe it's not a good fit for you to jump into 1 year. Like that's okay. Maybe you can start with 3 months. Like we could start wherever you wanted, and we could create something special to you that is still a commitment, but it's not like, holy shit, I'm in a trap. It's not like that. Because it's not that you're committing to me, you're committing to yourself, and you're committing to your growth and getting to know yourself and why. Because I feel like you're aware of all of this, but you aren't aware of it. It just feels like annoying. Like, oh, I'm aware of it and it's annoying and I'm just going to avoid it. I'm aware of I do this and it's annoying, so I'm just going to like push it over here and not deal with it. Like that's what it feels like. So anyways, so that there with me just like going into people, that's an example of kind of, that's like literally just tapping on the surface of what I would do in a healing session. Like, do you see how I went in there and I went into places that probably haven't been spotted? Like I went into the blind spots. So what we would do is we go into this, but not only it's like, okay, yay, I'm aware that I do this now. Now what? So then we take it and we say, okay, well, how can this benefit my business? And how can I put that in my business, right? So anyways, I am going to pop off now, and that was amazing. And anybody who wants to talk further about what would be a good fit can DM me. But the main things that I have going on are my healing sessions in Zoom, private, 3 for 11,11, 10 for 3,000, or my 1 year journey together, which is 33,000, and it's all in. So you get all of my content, you get Voxer, and you get 2 healing calls a month. So it's business, body, bank account, like literally anything you want to bring to the table, we bring to the table. So it's like mind, body, soul, every box gets checked. We channel your audience, we channel your offers, we channel your body, we channel your husband, We like literally heal you and then we put it into your business. So that's 1 year for $33,000, or you can message me about doing a 3-month or a 6-month. And then I have my Micromind with Austin Renee, which is a mini like mastermind, and it starts January 3rd. You get 4 group calls where you get healing, and you get her and me. So you get tag teamed by both of us. And again, it's you bring anything you want to the table, whether it be business, men, sex, orgasms, marriage, body, like you bring it to the table and we hack it and we tag team you. So Austin is a super powerful rich woman, and you guys know me. So that one's $1,111 for the first 3 women. Oh, hey, Austin. Okay, I will. Less pressure feels good. Otherwise, I freak out. Thank you. Yeah. We don't need to be putting ourselves into these pressure spots where it's like so much pressure that we can't bear it. A stretch is good, but like uncontrollable nervous system haywire is not good. So anyways, I'm going to pop off, and I'm so happy that you were all here, and you can message me for anything further.